What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good cold Monday morning to you, and it's a cold Monday morning in Dallas after that shocking beatdown they took from the Green Bay Packers. We're going to talk a little bit about that. It's my post-game thoughts. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. The number 7 seed, the Green Bay Packers, came into AT&T Stadium like a 9-point underdog. But every time the Packers visit AT&T, and I actually call it now Lambeau Field South, because the Packers always walk out of there with a W, and they did again in a shocking fashion, 48-32 over the Cowboys. The Packers are now 10-1 in their last 11 games versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now the Packers move on to the divisional round, where they will head to San Fran and take on the number 1 seed, 49ers. That game is next Saturday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox. Now let's talk about the Packers' performance. Let's start off with Jordan Love. His first playoff appearance as a starting quarterback, and he looked like he was very comfortable. He was 16-21 for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Running back Aaron Jones, I'm going to start calling him the Cowboys killer, because every time he played the Cowboys, he rushes for over 100 yards, and he did that again. 21 rushes, 118 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And wide receiver Romeo Doubs, he had 6 receptions for 151 yards and 1 touchdown. Packers defense played an excellent game. 4 sacks on Dak Prescott, had 2 interceptions, one by Jair Alexander, another one by Darnell Savage, who took it back to the house for 64-yard touchdown, and that had this game pretty much out of reach. It was 27-0 at that point, but the Cowboys would get a touchdown before the half, and it was 27-7 at the half. But then the Packers just played exceptionally well. They did not let take their foot off the pedal. Second half, things pretty much picked up where they left off. And hats off to Matt LaFleur, getting these guys ready. Nobody gave him a shot. He called an excellent game. Again, Jordan Love, he played excellent. No mistakes. He wasn't sacked. The offensive line for the Packers played exceptionally well. And considering all the injuries this team has at certain positions, the Packers came in and they played with energy. They seemed like they wanted it more. The Cowboys seemed like they were sleepwalking. They didn't have any swag about them. And let's talk about the Cowboys. Let's start at the quarterback position. Dak Prescott, he threw the ball 60 times. He was 41-60, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. One, again, that led to that Darnell Savage took back to the house. And the other interception of Jair Alexander, that led to a touchdown as well. CeeDee Lamb, he played a little bit better in the second half. He had 9 receptions, 110 yards, but he just didn't seem like he was there. The energy level for the Cowboys just seemed like on zero. Tight end Jake Ferguson caught 10 balls, 93 yards, and had all 3 touchdown passes from Dak Prescott. Dallas defense, let's talk about them. No sacks, no turnovers. This defense, beginning of the season, the first half of the season, they were taking the ball away at a record pace. Deron Bland was taking them back to the house. 5 or 6 interceptions he had. But this defense has not played well the last couple of games. And I said that if you could run the football on this defense up the middle, they're a little soft, you can win. And that's what the Packers did. They had 146 total yards rushing against this Cowboys defense. And defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, his name had been mentioned about this Seattle job. With this Dallas defense performance today, I wonder, are those knocks are going to be still be knocking at his door for him to be a head coach? Because this Dallas defense, let's be honest with you, they look terrible. Here's the thing: if your offense can score 32 points, you should win. But you can't give up 48. And I know that Dak Prescott put the defense in a couple of bad positions with those 2 interceptions. But outside of that, Dallas defense couldn't get Green Bay off the field. I think they may have only punted once or twice. But this defense did not show up. Michael Parsons did not show up. Hadn't showed up the last couple of games, to be honest with you. DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank, they hadn't had any type of effect on these games the last couple of weeks. So this Dallas, as much as we can talk about the Dallas offense maybe being sputtering, this Dallas defense has showed that they couldn't make plays when they needed to make plays and stop offenses when they needed to, when the game is on the line. Now, head coach Mike McCarthy, I've been seeing polling and everybody's saying that he probably should be fired. I don't know if he's firing him. I don't think who you gonna get in here. Belichick ain't coming, so I don't know why you would fire him. But he's been 42-25 in his 4 seasons with the Cowboys. He's had 3 straight 12-win seasons. He's won 2 NFC East division titles, including this year back in 2021. But he's only had 1 playoff victory, and that is the but for this Cowboys team. They're a great regular season team, but boy, they are dud when it comes to the playoffs. They can't get over the hump in the playoffs, and I think that was the big question. Could they play well when it matters, when it's on the line? Can Dak could he produce when it means something? They had home field advantage. If they would have won this, they probably would have had another game at home. They were undefeated at home this regular season, and then they come out and lay a dud like that. I can see Jerry feeling some type of way. He was very vague with his post-game sound. He said he really hadn't thought about it. He's not going to meet with Mike McCarthy on today because I guess there's really not much to talk about after that dud that they put up at AT&T, which I affectionately call Lambeau Field South. That's what it is, again, because the Packers, they own the Cowboys at this point. It don't matter who's coaching and who's playing quarterback. At this point, the Packers somehow has the Cowboys number. So I'd like to know what you guys thought about yesterday's game, Cowboys and Packers. Should Mike McCarthy be fired? And what you think some changes should be made off season for the Cowboys? And what about the Packers? Go to San Fran. My Packers, the 49ers have been a thorn in our backside for quite a few years. And hopefully we will go out there and put on a good showing and play with the same confidence and execution we played. I'm saying we, like I played, like the Packers played on this past Sunday versus the Cowboys. Make sure you drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.